I don't feel like working on my history essay, so I thought I'd give you a review of Doctor Who. First of all, I love the character that Chris Addison plays, the receptionist in the Nethersphere. I love how he's caring but blunt, and somehow those two traits come across at the same time. And also it's Chris Addison, so it's really funny to watch. I wasn't particularly fond of the timeline and how they were showing it at the beginning of the episode. I liked Clara calling Danny and talking. But then there's the whole thing with the lava and her also coming into the TARDIS and still on the call, and it just, I don't know. I didn't like how they did it. But one thing, once they got to the Nethersphere, then it was cool. Alright, so the symbol. I knew there was something that had to be with the symbol. It just was too unique and strange, but also simplistic. It had to be something important. However, I was first thinking, because it was circular, I was thinking it was something with Gallifreyan writing. Nope. But as soon as those double doors closed, everything clicked. And I knew they were Cybermen. I knew that the water was what was hiding it. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Although, the dark water, are they just making fun of dark energy and dark matter by calling it dark water? I'm not a fan of that. They could have come up with something a lot cooler. I'm also really disappointed in Danny for not coming up with anything that only he would know. Like, how hard is it to mention that Clara travels with the Doctor? Like, that they fought monsters at Coal Hill School. I mean, what? I thought it was also cool how you could see that the Doctor kind of knew that Missy was the Master, but he was trying to deny it as long as he possibly could. I was reminded, thanks to Tumblr, how we last saw the Master. And he sort of had sacrificed himself in a way for the Doctor, and chose to use the gun to shoot the White Point Star instead. And then he got brought back to Gallifrey and trapped. And I thought I remembered him just dying, but I think I was confusing it with before then. And so I guess he's, all trapped now. So I guess that makes sense that he's back. If Gallifrey's back, so that means that he escaped the time lock, which hopefully means that other Time Lords can have escaped too, although it wouldn't be surprised if it was just the Master, because the Master is really freaking good at avoiding death. And not just like John Sims' Master, it's like all of the classic Masters. They're just like, oh man, you thought I was dead? Whoops, never mind. And it is he is basically just as brilliant as the Doctor. So you have to remember, he's not just crazy, he's crazy brilliant too. So I'm excited to see how this will go. And I really enjoy the Master. It's just always fun. Of course, I do always wonder if, now that we have the Master regenerating into a Time Lady, what that means for the Doctor, and if it could possibly foreshadow him regenerating into a woman, which, I don't know, I have mixed feelings about. I don't have any of the feelings oh man, but it's not canon, it couldn't be, and it would just mess up everything. I don't have any of the arguments oh yeah, the Doctor has characteristics that aren't womanly or whatnot. I'm please screw that. His personality changes every time. I think it'd just be a bit strange and hard to get used to. And also, now that we know that Missy is the Master, what are we supposed to think about that kiss when they first meet in this episode? I mean, they have kissed before on the show. Also, I think it was in End of Time, and the Doctor kissed him. And, I know there's shippers out there already. There you go. One last thing. Clara had all those Post-it notes on her bookshelf. What are we to make of that? That was kind of just there, and then vanished. Wasn't as important as all the other chaos that was happening. But I really want to go back to some of those, because you had a bunch of the episode titles listed on there, but then also Impossible Girl. So I'm wondering kind of what thought process is going through her head, because that could be interesting. And I wonder, is my theory currently, is that she's possibly remembering different versions of her throughout time, and then when Missy / the Master had said oh, I've chosen you well, maybe it's that he chose the correct version of Clara to have actually traveled with the Doctor. So I think that'll be interesting to see if, hopefully, that's resolved next week, which I can't wait for. But in the meantime, I actually do have to get right back to writing my essay. So until next time, Al on Z.